Welcome to Darkening in the Sun Radio, presented by Dream Nexus Podcast and Connector. I have with me Robert Paulson, who's going to be playing...
You can't call me Robert Paulson.
Not Robert Paulson?
No, not Robert Paulson.
So
That's just my Facebook name.
Yeah.
My real name is Paul Stanford.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Wanted to clarify that.
Yeah. Okay. Do we have to... All right, that's cool. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Okay, were we supposed to go with the Robert Paulson?
No, we'll go with
I like the Paul Stanford.
Yeah.
The Robert Paulson thing is reflective of my relationship with Facebook.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, man. So you'll be playing at Darkening. You'll also be doing you're directing the live art and what else? What other art thing you said you were doing?
Well, we're going to be doing an art world, and so what we're really attempting to do in this live art collaboration really is what we're looking for at the Darkening is to get some of our featured live artists as they're coming in, and we're getting those names now, and we want to really do a collaborative astronomical piece that I think would be really fun as far as something that's really going to incorporate the solar eclipse into a collaborative piece. Maybe while we work on some pieces individually, in our own styles throughout the music and stuff like that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I remember we were at the pre-festival camp out, and you were telling me a little bit about some of the decorations you want to do as well. So you're also going to be in charge of kind of helping to decorate and do all that.
Yeah, and there are a lot of people that are helping with the decorations. I think that there's a natural theme there to the land, and I do think there's going to be some fun decorations on the astronomical level. Those are some good ones, right? But I do feel like some of the decorations and set a theme for the Darkening gathering folks that are going to be there. We're very excited to create a good vibe for everybody and really promote the idea of togetherness in the sense of getting people together to make some art. We're going to have other art installs there that our festival goers can participate in, and we'll be able to tag a wall, maybe have a message board or an intention board. I think it'll be exciting and get some paint on people's hands.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit, we had hung out at the pre-festival camp out. How was that experience?
That experience was good. I felt like that experience was some of the core people there that are really putting their energy into the festival. And it's really fun to sit around a campfire and sing songs and play drums and listen to the sound of people conversating and laughing and really all kind of connecting, and then collectively we're all around that fire, and it's a powerful feeling to be around that. The bonfire sessions at the Darkening are going to be really awesome in that same intention. And it was a good gathering at the land, and I encourage anybody else that wants to come down and volunteer and help. It's a really nice experience to see it from behind the scenes as we're putting our energy into that.
Yeah. It was a pretty fun experience too. It's kind of like a microcosm of what to expect.
Yeah.
I got to tour the property a little bit and check it out, take some pictures, and meet some folks, and it's going to be pretty top notch.
Property is beautiful, and I'm sure a lot of people have been to a lot of festivals, and we can all talk about how we like this about this property and this property. And I feel like the Arrowhawk area really has some really powerful energy in it, and the Native American elders have come through and blessed that area at the sacred circle that they've made, and I like the property, and they're swimming.
It's fun being out there and watching that sunrise too, and just seeing the fog across the whole field and everything. And, you were there for Michael Lay playing for a while too. That was wonderful.
Yep.
That was really special.
Yeah, there's some really good musicians, and I really feel like bonfire sessions bring out more spirit in people's music sometimes. There's nothing. Playing on stage is a powerful experience too, and it's great to be amplified and have that kind of attention-grabbing moment where you're sharing that energy with the dancers and the fans. But a bonfire session is much more intimate, and on an artistic level, seeing someone playing music and the campfire light is twinkling and people are talking and there's drums, it really is. I feel like there's even more togetherness, or really,
it's very intimate.
Yeah. And there's people there that want to play music, maybe they're cracking out of their shell a little bit, and someone gives them a drum and they start beating on that drum and it clicks a light bulb, and the next thing you know, they go get a djembe and they're hooked on that drum circle feeling.
That happened too. There was a kid there. He just started jamming on a cooler, a styrofoam cooler.
I do remember that.
And he told me he'd never played an instrument before, and so he played the cooler, and then we let him play some drums and stuff, and he had a great time. That's what that's all about. It's helping people kind of crack out of their shell in an environment where they're not going to be judged. There's no pressure at all.
I encourage everybody that's got a guitar and a song to come out to the bonfire sessions. They'll be curated by one of our Darkening staff members, and you'll be able to get in there and play a song at the campfire stage. It's almost like a little amphitheater. You saw the same spot. It's very exciting. And it'll be an opportunity, a very inviting opportunity to sing a song for some people that maybe haven't gotten out there and sang some songs yet, but we really, really want to.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm stoked. Super stoked.
It's like let the birds out of the cage.
Right. That's cool. Is there anything else that we could expect from the festival you'd like to talk about before we maybe get into your music a little bit?
Well, I'm really expecting a really exciting scientific weekend. I'm really expecting a very exciting community building weekend, because I know who we're working with, and I can feel the energy tingling out to all the people that are getting tickets, and they're all coming, and that's what I'm excited about as far as that goes. But I'm also excited about the night times and having astronomers there. We're going to have telescopes. We're going to be able to look at Saturn. We're going to have other astronomical things to do in addition to the solar eclipse. And that's something I've not ever done at a festival that I've been to, is really think about the stars. And, and that's going to be really fun too. I'm looking forward to that. The music there is going to be great. I'm really excited about the live artists that are going to be there. The food vending is going to be great. The team's coming together well. Yeah.
So what does the eclipse mean to you?
Well, the eclipse means to me, I suppose if I'm putting on my anthropology hat a little bit now, it's like a really one of those special rare opportunities for people to gather. When I grew up, I used to not think that ancient civilizations had intelligence and were all this, right? But now I've come to realize that we've been watching the stars as a species for ever, and we're aware of the motions of these things. And so when these kind of alignments come together, they kind of have a meaning that probably that culture places on it. I feel like for us, or for me, it's going to the darkening and celebrating that eclipse with a bunch of people that we love. We've been talking about this for a long time now as far as doing that. And if I weren't at the gathering, if that wasn't happening, I would be at another place with, my, medicine family, with this group of people, the people that my energy would be around, and we would be doing some sort of ceremony or celebration. It means to me, like, I can remember as a kid, I saw a partial solar eclipse, and it was very exciting. I had a telescope as a kid, okay? Like, I'm kind of an astronomy person too, and I'm very excited about that in the sense of this is one shot in our lifetime to see it, and I'm going to make a piece of art that's going to incorporate that in there too, and I was very excited about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that when it happened when I was 12 years old, and I saw that one before. So.
Cool. I'm stoked to observe it with you.
Yeah, right? I'm kind of wondering what we're going to do during that 22 minutes and 40 seconds.
I don't know.
Like what?
No idea.
We're going to quick meditation,
right?
Howl,
Probably all of it.
Be in awe, yeah. I mean, I've never experienced this. I'm sure a lot of everyone else, we're all going to be experiencing a celestial event for the first time together.
One of my friends is like, I think the aliens are finally going to come out. That's when we'll see them. So he's like,
I'm open to surprises. Yeah, man, yeah. I'm open to surprises. I would say that the Arrowhawk property and the Darkening Festival is going to create some energy that will be, transmitting out somewhere during that solar eclipse, and we could be aware of that as we're howling and celebrating. And maybe there is an alien craft that would be like, those guys seem pretty cool. Let's swoop down on them and
party with us.
See what they're. Yeah, I like their energy.
So speaking of partying, let's get into your music a little bit. So,
okay.
We just heard a tune from you there, played before we got into the interview.
Yeah.
And we can expect songs like that, and
Yeah. Well, the Department of Peace song is a great song. And it is some of what I would consider some of my newer works, in the sense of, you know, I've been writing songs for a long time, and I've gone through different songwriting styles, and you know, I'm really moving into this songwriting style or poetry style of maintaining awareness, and you know, and I'm not really as much about, you know, really pounding a message, but sharing my experience, you know, in a poetic or, you know, a kind of fun literal play of words, things like that. But I really draw upon all kinds of different musical styles, you know, the blues, folky stuff, bluegrassy things. And I feel like sometimes I simply kind of synthesize my own music, you know. I'll just be playing and something will really click, and that's how some of those songs come along. I would also say, first and foremost, I mean, I am a funk drummer, okay? And I love to play funk drums, and I grew up playing funk drums. And I learned how to play guitar and really got into writing and expressing myself, you know, in my 30s. And so that shift in that musical journey for me was kind of more on that becoming that path of self-awareness, or getting out of the corporate scene, and some of the moves that I made in my life that are captured in those songs, you know, as far as where I moved to here, and you know, I've moved in a lot of different places, and so
that's awesome. That makes it probably very relatable to a lot of people too.
Yeah, and too, I also come from a more of a busking style. You know, when I was really into busking, you know, and I like to make up songs, and I lived in Key West for a while. And when I first started going to Key West, Florida, I was kind of like on the road, you know, and my part of my living was busking, you know, and it was really fun. And I had the Department of Peace song then, but I played it completely differently. I like rewrote that song about 3 years ago, and you know, that's a big influence in my musical style, is that busking, kind of that lyrical improv sometimes, you know, where I have like a pool of lyrics for a song, and I'll kind of, how I'm feeling is which ones kind of come through. Or, you know, I've been at some spots where, you know, I just start making up some fun song, you know, and sometimes they're really good, sometimes they're far out. Yeah. But I like that musically, to go into those, you know, kind of unknown places, you know, and so.
Yeah, that's really fun when your music journey can kind of take on a layer of improv. That's one thing. When I was talking to Dixon, that was kind of his whole story. He started doing the improv violin and everything, and left his corporate life and just went for it.
Yep. Yeah, Dixon's great. We have similar stories. You know, I was very a corporate dude as well, and I kind of had a shift, you know, around 29, 30 years old, that I was starting to see some fallacies in this kind of, you know, American dream I had been fed through high school and college. And I really started to want some different things. I knew something wasn't right, you know. One of my really fun songs is my little sister died, you know, kind of in this interesting, tragic drowning accident on Christmas. And it really pushed me to see how life is short, you know, and I wrote some songs about that. And that's when I really started even writing a song, and I was like, this song sucks. But it was like really, it was all I had, but I had to pour this, you know, really express this feeling that I had, and I didn't want to do it in some of the old ways of, you know, being a jock, and, you know, I wanted to do it, you know, like creatively, you know. That was one of the first songs I wrote. It was about that. But it kind of shifted my world out of corporate world, and, you know, put me into music changed my life, you know. I mean, music changed my life in a big way. You know, when I really got into live music and seeing live music and the fans of live music, you know, I mean, they're really beautiful, and I had some great experiences, like on tour and all that. So a lot of my music comes from that, you know. It's like you know, very kind of self-taught, motivated, you know, kind of like driving by the seat of my pants at times, you know, kind of lifestyle. I like the life pause style, you know. Yeah. I mean, I topically, you know, I like to write songs about all kinds of stuff. I like to write songs about relationships. I like to write songs about how I cheer myself up. You know, I like to write kind of like these satirical songs about how I have this song called Falling. That's one I really wanted to play later too. Is that, the song is falling. I feel like I've been falling. My whole life has been up, and I've made all these mistakes, and I'm just like, and what I've really realized is that through that, I've actually realized that I'm kind of soaring at times, and it may not be graceful, and I'm squirming at times, but I'm really actually kind of getting comfortable with this idea that I'm not going to crash land. This is not the end. And I'm going to bring this bird right down into a nice, sweet landing, and it's going to be all right, And so, like, that kind of style, I feel like, when I've been at shows, the songs that have influenced me, or the lyrics of songs that have influenced me, have really made me want to write songs like that, like, hey, cheer myself up, or it's okay kind of stuff. And that's where I draw from a lot.
That's a really beautiful thing. Me and Dixon were talking about it, and Chase too, about how a lot of music does come from your dark times, your mistakes, the things that it really pulls on your heartstrings.
Yeah.
And when you express it through music, because music is kind of it's a universal language. People can feel that, and then they become inspired by it. Like, oh, hey, if he can get through it, I can get through it too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm like, thanks, Bill Nershi. Thanks, Chase. Yeah, those guys. Thanks, Nako. Those guys really brought me onto another kind of, even on that musical journey, another level of musical journey about another level of expression, not just like my songs about me, but songs about us getting together, songs about meditating, I like that.
I think that's what's kind of cool with this whole event, is like we're all kind of going into the darkness together and having to see how it ends up on the other side, and we'll still be together.
Yeah, man. That's beautiful too. I wouldn't think of a better group of people to be there with, right?
Yeah.
And it reminds me of the campfire that we had at the event, the campfire bonfire session we had last weekend at the property. Oh man. That togetherness is very cool, man. That's what really turned me on tour, and going to some rainbow gatherings, and not being afraid to play drums, and actually busking enough money and not, doing stupid shit with it, so that I finally went and bought a djembe, and then I had a djembe, and I played djembe drums, and it kept me kind of like drumming alive, kept that heartbeat going while I was out on tour, or when I was, I went on an adventure, to kind of find myself, and I've kind of ended up, this is where it's led me to, but inside that adventure, I learned how to play drums and really express myself by playing, drums, and feeding and feeling that energy of a drum circle, or that campfire feeling, of, you look up when you get out of that beat, and people are laughing and people are dancing over here, and we're all colored in that fireside crimson, and it's hot, it's cool, man. It's really togetherness.
I love it, man. Cool. Let's wrap it up. What if anything, would you like to say to the Darkening the Sun family that's coming?
Well, Darkening the Sun family, I'm looking forward to meeting you all. I'm going to be playing on Sunday, and I'm going to be helping with the art, and I want to see paint, I want to see happiness. I'm really looking forward to all of us getting together and creating this cool vibe and shooting it out somehow and putting that vibe out there, for this solar eclipse. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to all the musicians as well. It's going to be a really fun time because I'm going to be dancing.
Awesome. Well, I'm super looking forward to it, and down to party with you when we get there. And I can't say how excited I am for it. So.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, well, I appreciate your time and meeting me out here in Tower Grove Park. Or not is it Tower Grove?
We're in Tower Grove Park.
That's right.
We're in the Chinese playground gazebo.
Yep.
That's a very nice spot.
Cool. Let's get another song in if you'd like. And
All right.
All right. Thank you very much.